Picture this, it's a random Tuesday afternoon, you just go home from school, throw your backpack down and immediately pull out your phone. The group chat is already going crazy with everyone asking you to hop online, and you just turn on your console and load up Fortnite, because in 2018 that's what you did, that's what everyone did. 2018 wasn't just the peak year of Fortnite, it might have been the peak year of gaming. This wasn't just another regular game, it was something that was all over the internet, your parents knew about it, your teachers were talking about it, the news couldn't stop covering it, athletes were doing Fortnite dances as celebrations, celebrities were streaming it, and 5 seasons dropped this year, seasons 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Each one bringing something new, something exciting, and something that kept us glued to our screens day after day. Today, we're taking a trip back to 2018, to the year that defined a generation of gaming. Let's talk about why nothing will ever hit quite like 2018 Fortnite. Let's set the scene. It's February 2018, Fortnite Battle Royale has been out for a few months, but it's Season 3 that takes things to a whole different level. Season 3 is when Fortnite goes from a pretty popular game to literally everyone playing. You start hearing about it everywhere, kids at school are talking about their wins during lunch, your friend who never plays video games is asking you how to download it, even that kid in your math class who only played Minecraft was suddenly landing Tilted Towers. The Season 3 Battle Pass drops and everyone wants that John Wick skin. It doesn't matter that it's technically called the Reaper, we all knew it was John Wick. Getting to tier 100 felt like such an accomplishment. You load into a lobby and see that John Wick skin and immediately knew that that player was a sweat. Tilted Towers became the spot, half the lobby was landing there every single game, you'd drop in, scramble for a gun, and immediately it's chaos. Gunshots from every direction, people building up, the sound of materials being farmed, and if you survived Tilted, you'd come out with 6 or 7 kills and enough loot to win the game. But most of the time, you'd get a grey pistol and get one pumped by someone who found a purple scar. But it didn't matter, you'd ready up and do it all over again, because Tilted was where the action was. This is also when building really starts to evolve. Myth is on Twitch doing things with building that seem impossible, people are learning how to ramp rush properly, the 1x1 tower becomes a standard defense, and the skill gap is growing, but it's not so massive yet that casual players feel completely left behind. You could still hop on and have a good time, even if you weren't great at building. And then Ninja happens. Tyler Ninja Blevins is dominating Twitch, he's pulling viewer numbers that nobody's ever seen before. He's getting mainstream recognition, and then in March he does something that breaks the internet, he plays Fortnite with Drake. The stream hits over 600,000 concurrent viewers, and it's everywhere on the mainstream news, trending on every social media platform. Drake, Travis Scott, and NFL player Juju Smith are all playing Fortnite with Ninja, and the game isn't just popular anymore, it's officially mainstream. You'd go to school the next day and everyone was talking about it. Then April hits and everything changes. You log in one day and notice something in the sky, a meteor. It's small at first, just this little dot, but with each update it gets bigger, closer, and the community is going crazy with theories, talking about whether it's gonna hit Tilted, or whether it's gonna hit Dusty, or even destroy the whole map. Season 4 drops and the meteor crashes into Dusty Depot, turning it into Dusty Divot. The map has a giant crater in the middle, hop rocks let you jump around like you're on the moon, shopping carts get added as the first vehicle, which led to so many great moments, and the Battle Pass has Omega and Carbide, 2 of the most iconic skins in the game. But the real game changer was when Epic announced a live event, the rocket launch. They gave us a specific time and tell everyone to log in, and millions of people actually do it. I remember this so vividly. You're in the game with your squad, everyone's landing at different spots around the map to get different angles, and people have formed a truce. Nobody's shooting each other, everyone's just watching, then the countdown hits 0. The rocket launches from the villain base near Snobby Shores, it goes up into the sky, everyone's recording on their phones, streaming, and calling their teammates who aren't online. And then the rocket starts doing something nobody expected, flying around the map, creating rifts and breaking reality. It crashes into the sky itself and creates this massive crack the first ever live event in gaming history, and it was insane. You immediately hop on social media and everyone's freaking out, and this is when Epic proves they're not just making a game, they're creating an experience, a living, breathing world that changes and evolves, and we're all along for the ride. Around the same time, the Thanos LTM drops, a full crossover with Marvel for Infinity War. You could literally become Thanos by finding the Infinity Gauntlet, and when you picked it up, you transformed into this massive purple titan with hundreds of health and insane abilities. And if you got the gauntlet, you felt invincible. You'd be jumping across the map, shooting laser beams, punching people across the terrain. Everyone would team up to try to take you down, which made the game mode even more chaotic. And if you were just a regular player and you saw Thanos coming towards you, you ran. This was the first major collab, and it showed us what was possible. The game wasn't just Fortnite anymore, it could be anything Epic wanted it to be. Then comes summer 2018. School's out, you have nothing but time, and Epic drops Season 5. This might have been the best summer of our lives. You'd wake up whenever you wanted, make some breakfast, and immediately check who was online. Most of the time everyone was, because everyone was on the same schedule. Just stay up late playing, sleep in and repeat. Season 5 brings rifts to the game as a permanent mobility item. These magical cracks in reality that teleport you up into the sky and let you glide across the map. Paradise Palms replaces Moisty Mire, bringing a desert biome, and Viking Village appears on the mountain, and Lazy Links gets added as a golf course POI. ATKs let you drive around with your whole squad. You'd load up the golf cart with your friends and just cruise around the map looking for fights, doing tricks off ramps and laughing the entire time. The game wasn't always about winning, sometimes it was just vibing with your squad. But the real star of Season 5 was Kevin the Cube. The big purple cube just spawns one day after a lightning strike. Nobody knows what it is or what it does, and then it starts moving, rolling across the map, leaving runes behind, and the entire community is obsessed with it. People would follow Kevin around the map just to see where it would go. Streamers would dedicate entire streams to Kevin watch parties. The cube didn't even have an official name. The community just collectively decided to call it Kevin, and Epic rolled with it. Eventually, Kevin makes its way to Loot Lake and sinks into the water, turning the whole lake purple and bouncy. You could bounce super high on it, which made for some hilarious and chaotic fights. Kevin became one of the most iconic parts of Fortnite lore, and it all happened during that summer. But beyond the content, it was just the perfect time to be playing the game. No school, no responsibilities, just summer vibes and Fortnite with your team. You'd play from noon until 3 AM, take a break and then just play some more. You'd run squads with people you barely knew and somehow have the best time. The game was still new enough that everything felt fresh and exciting, but established enough that the content was consistently good. The meta was fun, the map was interesting, and the community was thriving. And the best part was that everyone was playing. Not just the people you know, but literally everyone. Your cousins who come over for family barbecues would want to run duos, your neighbour would knock on your door asking if you wanted to squad up, that kid from your summer camp who you barely talked to, you guys ended up grinding Fortnite every night. And speaking of the community, we have to talk about Friday Fortnite. Keemstar hosted this weekly tournament where content creators and streamers would team up in duos and compete for the most eliminations in multiple matches. Every single Friday, the entire Fortnite community would tune in to watch. We had people like Ninja and Marshmallow, Tfue and Cloak, Courage and Myth, Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tapman, Nick A30 and Sancho, the list goes on. All these personalities we loved competing against each other in an actual competitive format. It was amazing entertainment, and the stakes felt real even though the prize money wasn't even that much. It was just pure entertainment, and it gave us something to look forward to every week. This was also when the streaming scene absolutely exploded. Ninja was at his peak, regularly pulling over 100,000 viewers. Tfue was the new kid on the block who was arguably even more skilled mechanically. Daquan was making everyone laugh with his reactions. Cypher PK was doing educational commentary. Myth was building like nobody else, and Pokimane was one of the biggest streamers on the platform. You'd come home from school and immediately check who was streaming. You'd be watching streams while playing Fortnite yourself, learning from the top players, seeing their strategies and trying to copy their techniques. The streamers weren't just content creators, they were celebrities. They had millions of followers, they were getting brand deals, and they were changing their lives through Fortnite, and we got to watch it happen in real time. So summer ends and you go back to school in the fall, but Fortnite isn't slowing down. Season 6 drops in September with a Halloween theme. Kevin rises out of Loot Lake carrying the entire island house with him, creating a floating island in the sky. The cube starts breaking apart, summoning the butterfly that shows us a glimpse of something beyond the Fortnite universe. Zombies get added to the map for Fortnite Mez, which is controversial because they were annoying during regular matches, but still exciting. Quad crashers get added as a new vehicle, and people quickly figure out how to use the boost mechanic to fly across the map. Shadow stones let you turn invisible, and balloons let you float through the sky. The mobility this season was great. This is also when school Fortnite really hits different. You'd be in class just doodling Fortnite skins in your notebook, talking with your friends about loadout strategies during lunch, checking your phone under your desk to see if there's a new update, or reading the patch notes on the bus. You'd rush home after school, maybe do your homework super quick, or not at all, and immediately get on. The daily routine was school, Fortnite, sleep, repeat, and honestly, it was the best routine ever. Then comes December, and with it Season 7. This might be the most nostalgic season for a lot of people because of the timing. It's winter, it's getting cold outside, Christmas break is coming up, and Fortnite drops a winter themed season that's absolutely perfect. The map gets covered in snow, Polar Peak appears as this massive frozen castle on an iceberg, and Frosty Flights is added as a military base with planes. Happy Hamlet is this cozy little winter village. The entire game has this warm, nostalgic holiday feeling to it, despite being set in an ice age. Planes get added to the game, which is chaotic and controversial but undeniably fun. You could fly around the map with your squad, ram into people's builds, shoot from the plane. Were they balanced? Not really, but were they fun? Absolutely. Drift boards got added as well, zip lines were all over the map, and the rotation and mobility was top tier. But the real magic of Season 7 was the timing and the atmosphere. December 2018, you're off school for winter break, it's cold outside, and the Fortnite map matches the weather. Everything's covered in snow and ice, you've got maybe some hot chocolate, some Christmas cookies, and you run in some duos or squads. Those late night gaming sessions hit different in winter. You'd close your curtains, turn off the lights, and just be in the zone. Maybe you'd have a space heater going, you're in Discord with your squads, and it's just great vibes. For a lot of us, these December nights playing Season 7 are some of the most nostalgic gaming memories we have. There was something special about that winter feeling, combined with a great season. Creative mode also drops during Season 7, which completely changes the game, and the Infinity Blade gets added as the first mythic weapon, which is insanely overpowered and gets removed within days. But even that becomes part of the Season 7 story. Epic is trying new things, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but they're always willing to adjust. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. 2018 was the year that Fortnite transcended being just a video game. Fortnite dances were everywhere. The Floss, Orange Justice, Take the L, Best Mates. Kids were doing these dances at school, at birthday parties, at sporting events. NFL players were doing Fortnite dances as touchdown celebrations. NBA players were doing them on the court. Even this football player did it after scoring a penalty in the World Cup final. It got to the point where schools were banning Fortnite dances because kids wouldn't stop doing them. Celebrities were talking about playing Fortnite, rappers were referencing it in songs, TV shows were making Fortnite jokes. It was unavoidable. You couldn't escape Fortnite in 2018, even if you wanted to. Halloween costumes were Fortnite skins, birthday parties were Fortnite themed, and Christmas presents were just V-Bucks gift cards. And the crazy thing is that it was free. Any kid with a console, PC, or even a phone could download Fortnite and play. The barrier to entry was non-existent, which is part of why it became so massive. So why was 2018 the peak? Why does it feel like nothing will ever match that year? Part of it is nostalgia. We always look back fondly on the past, but 2018 Fortnite was genuinely special for reasons just beyond that. It was the perfect storm of timing, content, and cultural relevance. The game was new enough that everything felt fresh and exciting, but established enough that Epic knew what they were doing. The updates were consistent and meaningful, and the seasons each brought something new and interesting. The community was at its peak size and engagement, everyone was playing, and the skill gap was large enough that getting better felt rewarding, but not so massive that casual players were left behind. The streamers were at their peak popularity, the content was everywhere, the memes were incredible, and the cultural impact was undeniable, and most importantly, it was our moment. For a lot of us, 2018 was middle school, high school, or maybe early college, some of the most formative years of our lives. It's been 7 years now since 2018, and a lot has changed. Some of us don't play Fortnite anymore, some of us still do, and some of those friends we played with every night we don't talk to anymore. Life happens, people move on. But when you think back to 2018, you remember rushing home from school to buy the new battle pass, you remember staying up late at night, and you remember the excitement when your squad finally clutched that victory royale after hours of trying. You remember watching the rocket launch live event, the first time you become Thanos, or following Kevin around the map. 2018 was the peak year of Fortnite, not just because the game was good, although it was, but because of everything that surrounded it. The culture, the community, the timing, the content, it all came together to create something truly special. And we'll probably never see anything like it again. Games blow up all the time, but nothing has quite captured the same magic that Fortnite had in 2018, that perfect combination of accessibility, updates, and cultural relevance. And years from now, we'll probably look back on 2018 as one of the best years. It was when Fortnite took over the world, and we'll remember the year we came home from school every day, excited to play and get a new battle pass. And if you were there in 2018, drop a comment about your favourite memory from that year. And for now, there's a load more videos on screen here. Make sure to click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you over there.